here. In this episode of Busy Adults, we're talking about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, the Bard class. We talk about our likes, dislikes, a breakdown of the class, and some of our favorite subclasses. Thanks for tuning in. Here we go. We're doing the thing.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Practically.
Oh my gosh.
By the time this comes out.
Oh
my gosh.
It's only December 1st, right?
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe somebody in the future will be listening to this on December 1st. So, congratulations! I hope the Hunger Games have gone well, and our robot president is taking care of the meteor that is heading towards Earth 2, which we are now on.
I don't know what this devolved into, guys. Welcome to Busy Adults, the podcast about Dungeons and Dragons and insanity.
Emphasis on sand. What?
Wait, what?
I don't know. Emphasis on sand.
On sand. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We are short one busy adult today. And we've gained a different one. Usually it's Yaka who's not here, but Drake isn't here because I think he fell back asleep.
Because he's a busy adult, working all this overtime, killing himself, just
so
for
much
money.
overtime. Drake, if you're listening to this, stop doing that.
Right.
We all know he's not gonna listen, guys.
Hoes ain't cheap, you gotta have that money.
Sleep every once in a while.
That's right. Hoes and children.
He's got both.
Which one he has?
Don't talk about his wife.
I wasn't
like that.
talking about his wife. Ooh la la, scandalous.
She.
Oh my god.
She is a lovely lady.
But we all know he's not going to listen to this anyway, so it's fine.
That's true. Haha. So fuck off, Drake and Ryder, you piece of shit.
This is going to go well if he does, for some reason, listen to this in our next campaign.
He's going to get to this one and be like, okay, punishment time.
I know. By the way, Yaka, if you haven't already, you need to roll a character. New campaign.
For that other one? Yeah.
That's right. Yes, yeah, for the new one that
send me
Drake's,
whatever you have, like, so I can pick something to balance.
Grave Cleric.
Fuck you, dude. I was hoping to actually play a cleric, and I was going to pick that.
Are you serious?
Double Grave Cleric.
Oh my god. Okay,
wait,
so
what kind of cleric, actually? Because this could still work.
The Grave Cleric.
You're going to have to do a grave. So, okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It was a choice between like 3 different things. Barbarian, cleric, or a fighter.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you know what? Because Yaka's not here,
right.
I'm going to do a cleric. That way he has full reign to pick whatever he wants. And then here you go. Fuck you, man. Pick a grave cleric. Okay. Fine.
I really want to play a cleric so bad.
That's fine. If you want to play a cleric, I will roll up another character.
What are you playing, Ray?
50 of them. Yeah, Ray, what are you playing? What are you doing?
I can make 50.
Hexblade. Pew pew.
She is hexblading it.
Hexblade Warlock?
Yeah. I know. I hardly ever play.
Line.
Yep, I know.
I mean, I want to play Barbarian, but it went so terribly last time.
Then, you know what? I'll do the Barbarian, because I want to play the Ancestral Guardian. You could be the Grave Cleric.
Wait, what? Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking.
You're good. Cleric, Hexblade, and a Barbarian.
I think we've got it covered.
I mean, that's pretty solid.
Yeah,
or that. I'm like, or I could do Paladin.
Ooh, that we could do.
If you wanted, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's less Healy.
That's what I'm saying. It's less Healy than a cleric of any other type. Yeah. You could do whatever the
right, but then we have 2 healers in the party.
If we do 2 clerics, yeah.
Versus a fighter
and a paladin, yeah. Heals for days. But yeah, so figure it out. Figure out what you want to do. I'll switch between cleric and barbarian. I don't care. Tell me what you're doing, and I'll switch to the other.
I think I'm going to do
not
paladin.
switching.
Paladin sounds badass.
Yeah.
So you're going to do
I'm
paladin?
doing paladin.
Okay.
Ooh, what kind of paladin? Where are you going to go?
Probably fucking
I don't
vengeance.
know. I kind of want to go evil, but I don't know. I gotta
Well,
read up on paladin.
instead of talking about paladins or barbarians or clerics, why don't we talk about the bard?
Yeah,
Because
guys,
on
You.
today's
But it's not in the
episode-
party.
all right, so we need to mute Yaka then.
Monkey, tell them what we're doing today.
All right, guys, we are going to be going over the Bard class, what we like, what we don't like, and our favorite subclasses of a Bard. So, I have the least amount of experience with Bard because I've never played one. I've never really cared to. So,
That's true. Both me and Yaka have played a bard.
correct. I did find a subclass that I like. That I'm like, there's a lot of utility to this. I might
Ooh,
try one of these days.
I'm interested into hearing it.
Well,
Oh.
you guys first go over the Bard class because you know it way better than I do. Overall.
Si, senor.
I suppose. So, bards. They
They're
fuck dragons.
Bard?
They.
Bardy.
You want to know how Dragonborns are made? The Bard knows.
Ask
Boom.
the bard. That's all.
Right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well-
that's how sorcerers are made too.
Hey, you're right. Some sorcerers.
Unless you're a druid wild shaping shit right there.
I mean, okay, now
Ooh.
is that a druid wild shaping into a dragon
Yeah.
and go and add it with a different race?
Is
or
it
dragon
polymorph
and
for true
dragon.
polymorph?
Yeah, there's that too.
Mm.
This is a weird conversation I don't think we need to be having, guys. Let's.
I think
get
we need
into
to have a
that.
triple X episode.
Where we talk about like anatomy of wild shapes and how they could. Okay,
How
all right.
half-
I'm really. I don't know how this is gonna work because if you're a druid, you were talking about Nadpod earlier. Moonshine's a druid. She's really fertile. If she was just wild shaped into something and was fucking something else, and she got pregnant off of it, would she
And the wild
be
shape
pregnant with? Yeah, would the wild shape matter, or would whatever it is just be half whatever she was fucking and half
Oh yeah.
elf?
We need
She's
Drake.
elf.
We need Drake on this so
God
bad.
damn it!
All right, we'll
This is
save this
write
for
it down.
another time.
Write it down.
I knew this. I
Or
knew this
triple X
episode was going to go
episode.
this way.
Oh,
God damn
boy.
it!
But the bard.
We're just getting into the nitty gritty.
So they're a what's fuck. I can't think
They
of
are
it.
a
Casters.
full
Support.
caster.
Yeah, they're a full caster. They're a support class 99% of the time there. Or at least most of their abilities are support classy. A lot of the times they are stereotyped or pigeonholed into being some kind of musical performer, which doesn't necessarily, you don't have to fit that mold, but you have to have some kind of charisma, and sort of, imagination or creative ability. Maybe you draw pretty pictures. Maybe you say poems. Maybe you tell stand-up. Or, like, maybe you're a mime. It's just some kind of, like, creative process that the bard goes through.
Heavy
in my
metal
opinion.
screamo bard.
There you
Yeah.
go.
But I think it's because like, it's nice to have that charisma on the in the party, and I'm not sure if I remember. I know Warlock has high charisma. Does
Yep.
Paladin need high charisma
Yes.
Yes.
for their? Okay,
Yes.
because like to me, I'm like the Warlock. That's kind of on the bad side more often than not, and the Paladin's kind of on the good side more often. And
But
this
that
guy's
char-
kind of just like, hey, I just need to get shit done.
Right. And really, that charisma for both Paladin and Warlock is why a lot of people multi-class between the two.
Right.
Or
So-
sorcerer, because sorcerer is charisma based.
Are they?
as
I thought they
well.
were-
Sorcerer, true.
I thought they were interrelated. Wisdom.
That's wizard.
The only one that's int based is wizard.
Oh, that's true. Wisdom,
artificer
then?
too.
Maybe. I don't know. I forget.
I think. Okay.
Maybe.
Well, I think clerics are wisdom.
You did play an artificer.
I know, and I forget. It was
Clerics are wisdom.
for Christmas, guys. All right.
But I just love how, because the bard can cast all the spells and have the charismatic stuff to do role playing in game to affect how they get through stuff, like seducing a bartender for information. You can't really do that too well as, a paladin.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, they definitely have a lot of in and out of combat abilities, more often on the out of combat side, that are able to be the face, so to speak, of the party. And as you say, seduce the bartender, if we're going to be following the tropes of the horny bard.
Or the king, or the queen, or the princess, or the prince.
Or all of them, all at once.
Yeah, all at once, Bards can do some freaky stuff.
Family matters.
No.
The aristocrats.
The aristocrats.
Gross.
Good joke.
Terrible joke.
What are you talking about? I love it because it's so brutal.
It's awful. If you want to find an awful joke, look up the aristocrats. Actually,
I didn't like it.
Really, it's not even really a joke.
But now I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's a joke that a bard would tell.
It's a joke the bard would tell. And the one person that I wish would play more bards is Yaka, because you kind of are a bard in real life.
It's
Am
true.
Well, and a lot of the points of being a bard, yes. Yes.
You're pretty creative. You're
Yes.
musically inclined.
Instruments
Yes.
up the ass.
That's true.
Yeah. You've
Sometimes
been known to... I
I can play a mean recorder.
With his ass.
Oh.
Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more musical lines you make.
God damn it. But yeah. Bards.
So the bard, it is a D8 for their hit dice, which is pretty good.
It's
It's all right.
solid for a full caster.
Yes, it's alright.
It's all right.
They are proficient in light armor. They have simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, short swords as their weapon proficiency. They can pretty much pick any musical instrument to be their tool proficiency. They have proficiency in dex and charisma saving throws, and they can choose any 3 skills to be proficient in. Full spellcaster, cantrips, spell slots, lots of abilities. Most notably, the biggest abilities for the bard being like their jack of all trades thing that they get. They get expertise. They have their bardic inspiration. As well as a slew of other stuff that they do. But then that gets into the subclasses to what you would like to choose. I guess before we want to go there, what do you guys like about bards? And then what do we dislike about the bards?
What I dislike about the bards, but I mean, that's kind of like stupid, is like they're just not like super able to go one-on-one with something. Like it's a very support class. Like that's the only thing I don't like about it, but you do support so well. Because I mean, if you're in a situation one-on-one, what do you have? Pretty sure you have access to Misty Step, Dimension Door, invisibility, all these things to kind of get you out of a situation like that. Fly, levitate, you have access to all these spells to get you out of a sticky situation like that. That's the only thing I'm not a huge fan of, is like, there's not really great in actual combat, hand-to-hand combat or anything like that. But man, the freaking access to spells. So many spells. And then depending on you as a person, your creativity and how you use the spells. Like, I mean, I know this isn't like, all I think of, and you know what I'm talking about, Ray, Scanbo from Scanlan from Critical Role Season 1. And he just went ham on this one situation. It was him versus, like, what was it, 25 or so enemies? And
so many enemies.
He just used...
At such a low level, too.
Everything. Yeah. And he went against it with, like, Polymorph, Dimension Door, Big B's Hand, flame stuff, using items. Like, he was just... He nailed that whole situation. And he took care of 25 people and came out the winner. All because of your creativity and how you use the terrain and how you use your spells.
I think I could probably get on board with the same dislike that you have. Is it's great, for support. You can take care, you have lots of big spells and big things that you can do to pacify, a number of people, but one-on-one, you're probably gonna lose. Like, unless you fail your charm person spell or something like that, like, chances are a bard is not gonna do well in one-on-one combat. But one of the main things that I do like about the bard class is that they are a known spells class. So you don't have to pick your spells for the day like a druid or a cleric, where you have to guess, okay, what are we doing tomorrow? Let's, let me see into the future to try to figure out what spells I need to stock for the day. You're a bard, you have X amount of known spells, and you can use them as long as you have a spell slot. That is such a really, really good, like, a class feature is to have known spell slots rather than stocking spells. And they get a lot of, they have the bard table, and then depending on what subclass you pick, because I think, isn't College of Lore, don't you get a bunch of, like, wizard spells, like, or you have access to a bunch of wizard spells?
It just capitalizes on you getting you more spells,
more proficiencies, more spells, more just fucking everything, skills.
And I did see somewhere that, like, if you pick these X amount of things, and it was like the right subclass, the right feats, and yada yada yada, you could literally be proficient in everything in the skill set.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, once you level up, you get jack of all trades. And it's just like, go ahead and try to fail anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, College of Lore is the thing to do if you want to be a skill monkey more than a rogue.
Yes. Yeah, or the spell caster slinger.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the one you go for if you want to do that.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And really, I'm going to just kind of echo the same thing. I love the utility of bards based on what I've seen. They're insane. You could do almost anything with a bard, especially depending on the subclass. As far as, like, the martial proficiencies with one-on-one melee, things like that, it's, for the most part, they're not good at it, but it also kind of depends on the subclass you pick. Like, if you pick College of Valor or Blades, you're going to be more inclined to be melee. You're still a spellcaster, first and foremost, but you can do melee with them. I'd rather pick a Blade Singer or an Hexblade before doing one of those if I want to be a magic martial. But I could I could see you being proficient in a lot of melee that makes you better, just not great at doing it, because you are a full caster. That's what you should be doing all the time, supporting and just throwing shit out there, fucking up the other spellcasters and making things easier for your party.
Yeah, you'll just like never be as good as a martial class if you try to go that route.
No.
Yeah. It's like you might as well just double down on what you're good at. And like, I also think it's just like what you said before, the whole creativity thing is it's not just like your environment and your spells and what you do. It's like also thinking of like what your party can do. And it's like, hey, this person's going to benefit from this spell in this situation a lot more than this.
Yeah.
What's the like casting slow or casting haste?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Enlarge, I think that's one of the spells.
Reduce person. Yep.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You can just find cool little things that certain people are going to excel at.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and
cast reduce person, shoot him out of a slingshot. Boom.
Yep. Done. Or have
Ant-Man that shit.
Throw him. But yeah, absolutely. And as a bard, you should be coming up with scenarios for every single thing that you can, for all of your spells, all of your teammates. Like, you should think either on the fly constantly with what you can and cannot do, or come up with these scenarios and conditions for all of these spells and your teammates. It will make you a better bard.
And my best tip for bards is once you get access to level 3 spells, fuck Fireball, get Skywrite. Like, it's totally worth it. Like, there's no debate. Like, you just have to get that spell and then never use it and then switch it out later when you get a level Fireball. But
he has used Skywrite so many times in our campaign, and by so many times, I mean exactly 0.
Exactly 0.
I don't even know why. I never picked Fireball. I just picked Skywrite.
As a meme, he did that to us.
Is a Skywrite or Glyph of Warding? I can't remember.
No, it was Skywrite.
Okay.
It was Skywrite.
Because Glyph of Warding would be useful.
Yeah. No, we were planning on doing so we're in the tournament in Ray's campaign, and I'm like, hey, why not use Skywrite to write a giant thing in the sky with an arrow pointing somewhere else? Like, we're over here. And pointing in a complete opposite direction. And he's like, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Get fucked here.
Exactly. So, I mean, you can use it, and it just depends how stupid your enemy is. But you could also use it for, letting your team know what's going on. Like, smoke signals. Mm-hmm. But everybody can see it. And in a tournament, that's not good.
Well, yeah, Yako, why don't you talk about your bard that you've played just for a couple episodes there?
What was that?
Gregory?
Which one?
Gregory.
Okay.
Alan. Kelly. Chapman.
Nope.
Chase. Because it was all the names, right?
Yep, it was all the names.
Oh, it was Gregory Alexander. It was Gregory
Alexander. Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Kelly Chapman.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the name.
And there's a reason behind the names.
Yeah.
As you know, Ray.
Yes.
But I love that bard. I just picked some bad spells. That's the only thing. But it's just oh my gosh, what I like about it is that I have all these spells and these cool little abilities, and then it's like the party's like, oh wow, we have a complication. I'm like, cool, I got a spell for that to make things easier. It's just we need a full night's rest and be pretty much safe. Boom. Cast fucking what was it, Lehman's Tiny Hut.
Yep.
And you're pretty good for the most part. Obviously, there's some situations that you get fucked with.
Yeah, that we haven't really ran into besides them trying to ambush us.
Right.
When the thing goes down.
Right. But, it's just nice to be able to have this freedom of doing all this stuff, and it's just a lot to remember. That's the only downfall is you have access to so many things. It's like, what do I do? Because you can make full use of everything in your turn, your action, your bonus action with bardic inspiration, or spells that you can use as a bonus action. Plus, it's just, and then your movement and how you position yourself on the battlefield, depending on what spell you want to cast next. Do you want to do an area of effect spell? Do you want to do a single target specific spell? Do you want to heal? Do you want to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
oh, and the bards have good reactions too, because they have access to counterspell, and they can do cutting words as well.
Yeah.
Cutting words is a reaction.
Like, there's so much to try to think about when you're running a bard. They're really, really, really fun.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy this bard.
One day
I don't
we'll
know.
play it again.
Yeah, because I haven't written them down, but I've thought about it when I'm on my walks, and I'm like, well, he's a scribe, basically. He kind of writes for a living and publishes stuff, and I want him to interview the crew, because he's writing a story on them in this tournament, and he's in the tournament with them. So now his ass is on the line. But I want to write some questions in there that dig a little deep into their backstories.
Yeah.
But I want to make it similar for all of them. So it's not metagamey. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Oh, God, not metagaming. We just went over all this.
No,
I know, it's not
we'll
that.
talk about that a different
that.
time, because I would like to hear Drake's opinion on this.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
So keep an eye out for another episode in which we talk about metagaming, because it's about to get heated.
And I flipped my computer desk.
Yeah.
But I love them. I don't know how you guys feel about the bard supporting. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'd rather the bard support than try and tank everything.
Well, I mean, as in, does he, it's like, oh, wow, I didn't have something to deal with this situation. Like Liamon's tiny hut, you're probably like, oh, wow, that's a lot better, because then we can have one person awake watching everything, and everybody's pretty much safe, versus two people who are awake at night to keep us safe.
Yeah, I think the bard definitely helps cover most gaps in a party comp, just with spells and, again, support and anything like that. I don't know how many healing spells they get, if any.
I get some.
They get healing word.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
They're just not as powerful as a cleric.
Right, which, I mean, that's what the cleric does, is heal. That's their job. So, the bard shouldn't be...
I love healing word. That's, one of the best first level spells.
Yes.
You bring, healing word. There you go. 60 feet away. Now you got...
I think it's a
handful of hit points or something. I think
what is
it's
it, your bonus action?
Yeah, bonus action.
It's not even your action. And you can heal someone who's dying.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, I can cast fireball and then just go, get up.
Well, because that's a first level spell and you can't cast two.
Well, that's true.
Spells
That's
in the same thing. It depends on what your DM allows for you to do at the table. You know, whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Would you consider cutting words a spell?
No, it's not. That's a class ability.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
There you go. That's the answer.
Yeah.
It isn't it a lore bard thing? Cutting words.
I don't know.
Or is it just
it's just a bard thing?
Regular bard thing.
Yeah,
Let me ask the internet.
Why not?
Do you get? Do.
No, it is a College of Lore.
Okay.
It's cutting words.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
It's underneath that one because College of Valor does not have that.
I see. All right. See, I knew what I was talking about. Fuck you guys.
I know a little something.
Don't make me question. Remember what I said earlier before the podcast started?
Always question her.
Don't
Always
question.
me.
Always question.
Never question me.
Always question.
Always.
Never.
She's got a complex. It needs to be fed.
I'm gonna edit both of you out of this.
It's just gonna be you talking.
She's like, all right,
Wow.
so we recorded an episode, but I disagree with everything in it. So you're just gonna listen to me talk for the next 40 minutes.
That's right. There's gonna be a lot of blank spaces where these guys were talking, but I didn't like it, so I just left them out.
No,
She's
I'm
just
gonna-
talking like normal, and then all of a sudden she's like, all right, this is the part where like Bianca's bullshitting about something
Yes.
and yada yada yada. We're gonna get
Hey
to something
guys,
important.
it's Ray here. Now I'm
Boom.
interjecting to let you guys know that these guys are assholes. Thanks for listening. And then it just
Oh
my
I
gosh.
love
Oh
it.
yes,
I love
yes.
it. God.
no. I wish I had that much time to do some bullshit like that.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Shit. But no, we're busy adults.
Let's go to break.
Drake here, folks. Thanks for listening to Busy Adults. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everywhere else on the internet. Make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to Busy Adults. That's BUSYADDULTS. Now, back to the show.
Yep. So Ray, what is your subclass? What was your favorite little subclass that you like about bards?
Well, so I'll talk about my bard that I have in the other campaign that we were doing. It is I'll go ahead and say that it's my top, one of my top subclasses that I enjoy. And it is the College of Glamour bard. The bard that I'm playing now is essentially she was taught by somebody who, in the art of the bardery, was taught by somebody who came from the Feywild. And everybody knows about them Feywild people. They're tricksy. They're, there's a lot of pretty people there, but they're very dangerous.
And if you don't know about the Fey Peoples, there is a new book coming out, new module coming out this year, 2021. I forgot what it's called, but it's got Fey stuff.
I saw that. Fuck, what was it called?
I don't remember.
I'm not gonna look it up right now, but let's go to College of Glamour. So a lot or some of the things for the College of Glamour bard are going to be out of combat stuff, which, as important as in combat is, because that's most of what D&D is for the, there's a lot of, when you're not in combat, you're out of combat, and you have to deal with other people, and you have to get places and do things. And my bard helps people get places and do things. My bard helps make a little bit of money on the side to keep us flush.
I mean, you're kind of the face of the party a little bit.
Yeah.
In that situation, I am, because I have the high charisma, I have good stats for, deception and persuasion and stuff like that. But I'm also a real chatty Cathy, and I just like making friends and being nice. And as a bard, not as a person, but as a bard, I just like having my tits out.
I like how she
I have to
clarified as a
clarify
person.
that.
Right. As a person.
Not as a person, as a bard.
Yeah.
My bard's got her tits out all
Ray
the time.
does not have the
And
OnlyFans. It's Yaka that has the
It is
OnlyFans.
Yaka. It is Yaka. So guys, look up Yaka Busy Adults on OnlyFans.
Oh man, they're gonna find some crazy results because it's not there.
It's not there.
That's fine.
Because I mean, somebody was there, we were talking about just, as people, here, out of game, as people, we were just talking about boobies. Everybody loves a boobie.
It's typical.
Pretty much everybody just loves a boobie. If it's just popping out, oh, hey, a boob. What else? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Deal with it.
Oh, Kids we were talking about that at Drake's house. That's right.
Top boob, side boob, bottom boob. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. Everybody loves a boob.
That's right.
So, I figured, as my character, having a boob out every once in a while is not going to hurt the situation. But she uses, lady bits to get where we need to go and to sell things on the side of the road. Not herself. Stuff. Definitely not. No, that hasn't happened.
But I think that's the cool thing about the bard is like you have so many skills to be able to do that. Like,
yeah,
I kind of just see them as someone who's more of like a merchant of anything. Like you can sell
just
yourself.
A salesperson.
Like you can just get shit done.
They're the charismatic, obviously charisma being their spellcasting ability, whatever, but like their actual charisma to be able to strike up a conversation easily and speak with somebody, and it helps that I have a little bit of that in my actual personality. I can just talk to people and say crazy shit and get away with it because I'm just as cute as a button, and everybody just people take to me differently than other the things that I do and say in real life. Not a lot of people can get away with because that's just me. And it's me.
You're not as bad as Drake.
Well, he can get away with it because he's large and imposing, and he's a jerk, and he has like the jerk persona. I get away with it because I'm fun.
It's kind of like if you talk to him and you don't expect it, you're a fool.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. We love Drake, guys. We love Drake to death. So he is a fantastic person, but man, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I think we say that once a podcast.
I agree.
But yeah, Drake's great.
Cast a poll at our website. Is Drake a dick?
I'll make one.
Oh my god. It's like, so you have your options. Asshole, dick, douchebag, fuckhead.
Ooh, there you go.
Asshat.
I like that.
Perfect.
College of Glamour Bard. Let me get back to actually explaining the subclass, because I haven't explained the subclass yet. So, I'm just going to read the little snippet here. Oh no, that's not it. Anyways, it's nice, and it has a lot of abilities in which you can use your inspiration to grant temporary hit points to some people. You have an enthralling performance, which is similar to Charm Person. However, it's like beefed up. I haven't been able to use it yet because we just turned level 3, which gives me the ability of this enthralling performance. But essentially, you perform for 1 minute, and everybody, I think it's like 30. Yes. Everybody like in range or whatever.
Yep.
If they fail, then they're charmed, which, that's usually the case. If they pass the saving throw, they're not charmed, but they don't know that they were, like, somebody was attempting to charm them. And that is where this enthralling performance is much better than a friend's or a charm person. Yeah, or suggestion, because after all is said and done, they don't know that I was casting this spell to make them more, on my side. Mind you, again, this is an out of combat thing. This is a situation where you're not going to be doing this a lot because you have to sit and perform for a minute, but it's real nice. Let's see. So, another subclass ability is Mantle of Majesty, and this one is command. it's command for free. Hooray.
Yeah, hell yeah. Do it up.
Yeah, and then lastly is Unbreakable Majesty. Unbreakable Majesty. Yeah, if somebody's like, I'm pretty sure it's if somebody's charmed by you, like, they have like disadvantage on saving throws. And Mantle of Majesty. I'm just gonna follow up on that one. It's a minute long command, but like you can do it as a bonus action on your turn without expending a spell slot, and you can just like pew 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 command pew pew pew.
Yep.
So that's cool. And then pretty much if they were charmed by you before, then they just automatically fail the saving throw and they are commanded. Done. And then Unbreakable Majesty is at 14th level, your appearance permanently gains otherworldly aspects. Ooh. So you get a bonus action to have a majestic presence. And it lasts for a minute or until you're incapacitated. And anybody who tries to attack you has to make a charisma saving throw, or they can't attack me, which is like Sanctuary?
Sanctuary!
Because
Yep.
Sanctuary is wisdom or whatever. But if it does save, it can attack you, but it has disadvantage on any saving throws it has to make against my spells on the next turn. So even if they do make the save, there is still something that happens to them in the future, you know. I can cast another spell, but they will have disadvantage. So that's pretty good. It's like a catch-all.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. They're nice. I like bards. They're fun. I'd like to play more of it. It's good.
I would just like to play more.
Yes.
Always. Always.
But yeah, I do. I really like the College of Glamour bard. Eloquence looks cool too. I haven't played that one, but it looks nice. It's from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
I'll be fancy. That's how you be fancy. And then, Yaka, did you go over your favorite subclass, or did you just go over the class you were playing?
I just went over the class I was playing.
So tell me about your favorite subclass, and why is it College of Lore?
Fucking gas.
Because it's a wizard with more hit points?
It's totally College of Lore. Like, it's just... It takes everything that the bard is and then just amplifies it by a gazoogle amount.
Gazoogle amount. I love it. I'm using that tomorrow at work.
Yeah,
but just
I'm going to take gazoogle.
I mean, just like right off the bat, being a bard, not even in College of Lore. Skills. Choose any 3.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It doesn't tell you choose 2 of these certain ones like every other fucking class. Choose any 3. Boom. Done.
Whatever you want.
Once you get to college, once you get to level 3, pick your College of Lore. You gain proficiency in 3 skills of your choice. Boom. There's more. Fucking more proficiencies. And then you can get feat skilled and add more skills if you wanted to. Or you get the feat and add magic initiate and pick up more skills or more spells. And it's just like that shit. It's great. Cutting words. I think that's
Love
wonderful.
cutting words.
Oh my gosh. You're just like, oh no, this person's about to go down because they're pretty fucked up. Cutting words, and hopefully it saves them for at least one more round for them to get out of a situation or whatever.
So many tides have been turned by 1 or 2, like, on the dice.
Yeah.
Like, I have 18 AC, and they
Rolled
hit
a
for
19.
18, so it just hits me. Hold on, cutting words. Gotcha, bitch. Like,
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I think the DM needs to be a little more careful with how they say things sometimes to the players. Like, I feel like they want to give that away because they're like, oh, wow, it barely hits. And you're like, cutting words. And I'm just like, you asshole. I was like, maybe you should just be like, oh, that hits, and just like keep it super stale. But I mean, we're all in to have fun regardless. But then at
Yeah.
level 6, magical secrets, you learn 2 spells of your choice from any class.
Any class. That's the fucked up part.
And if you're picking up
Class.
magic initiate, you can pick it up from a certain class, so you don't even have to be a fucking bard. Which bard has like the craziest amount of spells, even compared to wizard, sorcerer. I even think they have more than druid, if I'm not wrong. Like
Nah, Druid has a lot of spells.
druid has a lot, but I want to say the bard has like just as much or more. I'd have to look it up, but
It has access to more.
Yeah.
Like,
I just know it has,
especially lore.
Yeah, I just think it has access to different ones than druid, because the druidic magic is, slightly different.
Druidy.
Druidy. But I mean the capstone is kind of bull. Peerless skill. You make an ability check and expend a bardic inspiration basically for an ability check. It just boosts your ability check. And I'm like, that's kind of whatever. But to me, I'm like, it just takes everything that's good about the bard, and then you can just go with it. Like you said, the bard fills in gaps in the party. So, we have these things going on. I get to pick up a feat. I already have 6 fucking skills. If we need another skill, I pick up skilled and I get 3 more.
Yep.
Pretty freaking cool. Oh wait, everything's kind of pretty full. Okay, well maybe I'll pick up magic initiate or something else to get more spells to help out in battles and whatnot. Like it's
options
so customizable at that point. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's all really cool. But when I look at the other classes, and I didn't really look into the glamour bard or anything like those too in depth, but the other ones just kind of like the valor, it kind of puts them more in like a fighty fight role, but they're not really a fighty fight thing. It's just like you're kind of half-assing into something else, and so that's why I think it loses it. Yeah,
always full ass
that shit.
2 moons.
Oh my gosh.
But like that's why I love it. It's just you can literally make it anything you want, because it's great. That's my favorite one, 100%. Because I tried that Whisper Bard, and then I was watching Dungeon Dudes do a rundown of all the subclasses for it, and they got to that one, and I was like, oh, I like it because it's kind of dark and mysterious, and I'm like all about that. And they're like, well, this basically is this spell and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, they make a lot of sense. It kind of destroyed it for me, which made me sad, but they were right. I'm like, I guess I'll have to make my emo bard a fucking war bard, I guess.
Oh, I would have loved to see an emo bard, just like a screamo band, like emo boy.
He was a bone tiefling.
Over his face. Bone
tiefling. I was looking up different stuff, and it was bone tiefling, and I was like, all right, here we go.
Go straight.
Oh, no.
He was in a metal band.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
missed out on this.
He was a singer. I have a backstory.
I really liked that.
I had a backstory and everything.
See, I think min-maxing made us miss out on this emo bard. Thanks a lot, min-maxing.
Well, here's my rebuttal. Yaka, why not do your emo bard for this random new campaign? We don't really know what the story is. Drake wasn't really alluding to too much.
Oh, he wasn't? Okay.
No, not a ton. He's like, I'm still building it. Like, okay, well, can you give us anything?
Well, yeah, because I had asked, I was like, well, what kind of setting is it? And he just said, this is something that I've never done before.
You guys will have dropped at a port. That's about it.
Yeah. He's like, I've never done it. You know, depending on some other games you might have watched, like actual play shows, you might have seen something like this. but I've never done this before. So,
Yeah.
and I'm
Okay.
like, intrigued.
Yeah, but he
If it
won't
was-
tell us anything.
If it was more role play, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But if it's kind of like 50-50 fighting, I don't know.
Well, ask him.
But we'll see.
You know, I'd ask him now, but the bastard's probably sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
Damn him and his natural sleep cycle.
His natural third shift sleep cycle.
Yeah,
There ain't nothing natural about a
I
third
know.
shift sleep cycle.
I love it.
I know. I don't. It's terrible.
Oh, it's
just
never
to-
good sleep.
No, it's not. Just to circle back on the whole Feywild book coming out, I looked it up. It's called The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and it comes out in September.
Yeah.
They have or had a like a test packet that came out called Folk of the Feywild. And
Oh, is that from the Unearthed Arcana? Like
Yes.
the fairy? Oh!
Yes. you can play as a
What?
fairy, a hobgoblin, an owl folk, or a rabbit folk. And they believe
Yes.
that this is going to be in the new book. Comes out in September,
Oh.
guys. The alternate cover on it looks beautiful, by the way. So take a look if you're interested. There's, I think, 2 or 3 other books coming out this year as well. So keep an eye out. There's a lot of cool stuff.
That's so funny. I was just talking to the Frenchman,
Yay!
and he was talking about starting up a campaign for himself and his friends over where he lives now, because I guess we're dead to him.
Of course we are.
But he was saying that his wife, I mean, we all know his wife, and she's not like super into it, but
Oh, she hates it.
she agreed to play because she wanted to play like a fairy. And I said, oh, hey, well, there's like a fairy in Unearthed Arcana right now. There's like a fairy
Yep.
class. Look into that. And I was like, I don't know how well it actually plays, but it's in Unearthed Arcana, so it might make it to an actual module one day.
Yeah.
And maybe it might be making it to this new one coming out.
Yep.
Ah.
So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that, guys. It's gonna be really interesting.
Mhm.
I liked some of the images that they've put out for it. Like it might start. I don't know. It's weird. Like the cover art for it is a carnival, like a Fey carnival.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be different.
I've been wanting to see some Feywild shit.
Yeah.
Love
Well,
the
here you go.
Feywild.
Here
I
you
love
go. I don't
Feywild
know.
stuff.
I think it's a module, so
Yeah.
it will have some little pieces here and there that you can pull from it, but it's a full-on module. It's like Strahd, so Yeah.
That's fun.
yep. But I guess back to the Bard.
Yeah, what about you, Monkey? How do you feel having not played a bard before?
I'm curious about some of these other ones that aren't your typical like lore, valor, other things I can't remember. So I've been interested in a lot of conjuring type classes. I've always wanted to be like a summoner of some sort,
Mhm.
but 5e does not do well with summoners. Like the wizard is your summoner,
Yeah.
but it's trash. So what I like about this one, the College of Creation, Tasha's Cauldron is where it's from. It's all about creating things, not necessarily monsters or creatures or this or that. It's more you create an object or an item or something like that that helps the party, whether it's getting over an obstacle. It's a lot more RP than anything else. So say there's a gap, a pretty sizable gap you guys can't jump across. There's no way to cross it. Okay, I'll just make a little like bridge type deal and we can just walk across, no problem. Or, we need to unlock this door or break it down. Well, I can either make a battering ram or I can try and make a key that fits.
Whoa!
Or cast the
So-
knock spell.
Or, well, you can't do that. Well, yeah, you can't do that. That's hard. That's fine. But yeah, so a lot of it is roleplay. Its bardic inspiration is called Note of Potential. Basically, what you do is you create some kind of either a musical note, a star, a flower, or a symbol of art, or whatever you want, that kind of flies around the person that you gave Bardic Inspiration to. And not only does the Bardic Inspiration do what normal Bardic Inspiration does, you can also either use it for an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw to do something additional. So for an ability check, not only do you get to add whatever the inspiration is to your ability check, you also can roll the die again and choose which one to use. So roll one,
it's
roll
like
a
a luck
6, pick a
point.
6. Exactly.
Whoa!
For an attack roll, immediately after the creature rolls the Bardic Inspiration die to add it to an attack roll against a target, the moat thunderously shatters. The target and each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it must succeed on a con save against your spell save DC, or take thunder damage equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die.
Ooh.
And then, lastly, as a saving throw, immediately after the creature rolls the Bardic Inspiration die and adds it to a saving throw, the moat vanishes with the sound of soft music, causing the creature to additionally gain temporary hit points equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die, plus your Charisma modifier.
Wow. Plus
So
the Bard's Charisma modifier?
Correct. Yep.
Oh, even better.
Yes. So, it adds so much more support on top of just a standard Bardic Inspiration for everything. Its main piece of the Bard is the Performance of Creation. At 3rd level, as an action, you can channel the magic of Song of Creation to create one non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. The item must appear on a surface or in a liquid that can support it. The gold value of the item can't be more than 20 times your Bard level. So at 3rd level, 3 times 20 is 60, so it's 60 gold. It's not a shit ton. But you can create anything up to 60 gold at 3rd level. And the item must be medium or smaller. The item glimmers softly, and a creature can faintly hear music when touching it. So it's a little fun there. Item disappears after a number of hours equal to your proficiency bonus. This class is very dependent on your creativity and what your DM will allow you to do. Because you can either go strictly with the items that are in the player's handbook, or you can just create whatever you want as long as the DM is cool with it and it meets like the gold cost requirements. So
But there is no actual cost though, right?
No.
Whoa!
You do not pay a single bit of gold. You can only do it once per long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of 2nd level or higher to use it again.
That's still fucking amazing.
Oh yeah,
That is OP.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, it's dependent on your creativity and what the DM will allow. Because you can get pretty fucking crazy with this. You can create weapons if you want. Weapons. Non-magical, but weapons.
You can summon steeds.
I would have a list. No, it has to be a item, a thing.
Oh,
Yes,
it does?
an item, not a creature.
I missed that.
Correct. But
I would just have a
non-magical.
list of non-magical items to be like,
You can
what am I
create
gonna
tools.
make?
Do you want to? You can create tools for anything. They're non-magical, but you can create them. It doesn't give you the proficiency to use it, but say I don't know. Excuse me. Whoever's trying to repair something and their hammer breaks. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna magically create a hammer for you. Boom. Use it.
Wow.
Anything like that, you can do it.
So you're telling me at level 5, you could
3.
no well, level 5,
Okay.
you can create $100 diamond, which they can use in the Revivify spell every day.
That would be up to the DM's discretion. I would probably say no. But yeah,
It's in the rules, guys.
Is a diamond magic?
No.
Is a diamond magical?
No,
No,
Okay,
it's not a magical item.
it's just
It's
like
a
a spell
It's a
component.
spell component.
that's true. So, rules as written, yes. Rules as intended, I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking broke as hell,
Yes,
man.
I would say that's up to the DM.
Oh, we're traveling
Yeah, it
for
says
a week. 7 diamonds.
Oh, I know. It gets
even better.
better.
You can use it. So I'm being an asshole now. Okay, I'm gonna create a block of gold or diamond or coins. I'm gonna use it to pay for this fancy night at a hotel. Guess what? In 2 hours or however long my proficiency bonus is, that bitch is gone, and so are we.
Yep.
Like,
But remember, when you touch the object, it does give off a musical note. Like, you can hear faint music when you're touching that object.
All you gotta do is sell it as something magical. You got the charisma to persuade or deceive.
Oh,
all you gotta do is charm them
absolutely.
first.
Yeah, but it glimmers softly, and a creature can faintly hear music when touching it. So
And that's
keep
where
that
I
in
think
mind.
the DM can
Yes.
do the not believable. They they do a check and they see that it's magical. Some shit's up.
So at 6th level, you can conjure things up to large. At 14th level, you can conjure things up to huge.
Oh shit!
So that's amazing.
Mm.
Now, for more party support in a fight, you have animating performance. At 6th level, as an action, you can target a large or smaller non-magical item you can see within 30 feet of you and animate it. The animate item uses the dancing item stat block, which is listed in the college list. It lives for an hour until it's reduced to 0 hit points or until you, the bard, dies. Not goes unconscious. You, the bard, dies.
Oh,
It does not say unconscious.
interesting.
In
That's
combat,
weird.
it is weird. In combat,
You just created things.
you're creating like the mops from Fantasia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is just weird.
You're good. In combat, the item shares your initiative count, but takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move, use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you use a bonus action on your turn to command it to do something else.
Suck
As
my
far
dick.
as yes. When you use Bardic Inspiration, you command the item as part of the same bonus action. So if I'm just throwing out Bardic Inspirations to people, at the same exact time I can tell it to do things. So say I want to throw a Bardic Inspiration on Yaka, I do that. But I also tell my magical mop to fuck that dude up. At the same bonus
Mess
action.
up his hair, hit him in the face.
That's right.
Like full on Beauty and the Beast hit.
Yes. Once you animate the item, an item with this feature, you can't do so again until long rest, or you expend a spell slot of 3rd level or higher to use it. As far as like stats for it, it's pretty fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Larger, smaller construct, AC of 16. Its HP is 10 plus 5 times your bard level. So at 6th level, 5 times 6 is 30, so it's got 40 HP. AC of 16. It can fucking fly, well, hover, but fly speed of 30. Its strength is fucking 18.
Wow.
Yeah, Dex of 14, Con 16, Int is 4, because it's whatever. Wisdom of 10,
Yeah.
Charisma of 6. Immune to poison, psychic, a bunch of condition immunities. It's got dark vision.
It's a full nother player.
It's a whole nother fucking player. Yeah.
Wow.
It's insane. So yeah, it's got all that. Its attack is called Force Empowered Slam. It's force damage. 1d10 plus PB. I don't know what PB is off the top of my head, but force damage.
Peanut butter?
Yes, peanut butter jelly.
Oh.
But the capstone for this isn't super impressive, but it really increases the effectiveness of your 3rd level ability. At 14th level, use your Performance of Creation feature. You can create more than one item at once. The number of items equals your Charisma modifier. If you create an item that would exceed the number, you choose which of the previously created items disappears. Only one of these can be of the maximum size you create. The rest must be small or tiny. However, you are no longer limited by gold value when creating items.
Ooh.
So you can create fucking anything. As long as it's not magical. And up to huge.
Okay.
I would just create
So-
some swords, and then just
a
like
bunch of swords.
have them hit. It's like glory, glory, hallelujah, because you hear music every time it hits you.
Yep. Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. So I love this class because it's way different than anything else.
Yeah.
And it really depends on your creativity to make this shine and how much your DM is going to allow you to get away with it. I know Drake is actually really open about do whatever you want, but I'm probably going to fuck you over.
Well, he just knows how to ratchet everything up to make it difficult for you.
Yep.
He can monkey paw you.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
He's got an idea. As soon as you come up with something, he's like, all right, go ahead. Yeah. Do
He
it.
has wet dreams about one of us using Wish.
Yes, because he can't wait to fuck us over.
Exactly.
Wish is a cantrip.
And now everybody can use Wish and the world is gone.
Hooray!
Like,
So, yeah.
everybody's fucking Thanos.
Everybody's Thanos. That's right.
Snapping all over the place.
So that's my
West Side.
College of Creation. West Side.
I
God.
like that class.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, I'm not really familiar with that class, but like, it's so different.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, there are no other subclasses for any class that look like that. Like, the closest thing I'm thinking of is like an artificer, because they
Right.
create things like that, but like
They have to spend a lot of time to do it. This is
they have to spend
an
a lot
action.
of time.
Yeah. I feel like that
Yeah,
class
this-
is really good for engineering people in real life.
Yes.
And like this one's just kind of good for people who just want to go bloop, there it is, magic. I don't care if it functions or not, it's magic.
That's right.
Yeah, I am gonna drop a rowboat on this guy. Like,
Yeah.
why? Because I can.
That's right. I've been playing this game series called Trine lately, and basically you play as 3 different characters: a wizard, a rogue, and a fighter, barbarian. But the wizard can only conjure things and levitate things. That's it. So you have to use him in a lot of very creative ways to get through levels.
Mhm.
And I'm like, this is fucking sweet. There was one point where the rogue and the fighter died, so all I was using was the wizard. And like I had enemies coming around me all which way, and I can't attack them. So I'm like, you know what? Let's try this. Conjure up a box. I slam that fucking box into the enemies, and they're dying. Like, hell yeah.
All right, there you go.
So
Wow.
that's what made me kind of look at this, because I'm like, oh, I think that'd be really cool if I could do something like that.
That's an amazing class. The subclass of the bard. That's cool. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
So I guess that was our.
I was wondering who was going to say
That's
something.
it. No, I know it's usually Drake. He like starts and ends it. So now we're all just floundering.
That's fine.
But that was our review and discussion on the Bard class and a couple of the different subclasses that are available to the Bard. Why don't you let us know in the comments or however you get this podcast to let us know what's your favorite type of Bard class? What do you like about the Bard? Why do you never want to play a Bard ever in your life? Let us know. Talk to us.
I want to know why
I wanna
people
hear what you
don't
gotta
want to play
say.
a bard, because they just seem like so much fun. Like everything that's good about D&D is like in a bard to me. It's just
I
like,
don't know. I've never wanted to play a bard. It's never been something I've been interested in.
Tell me
Like,
why.
I'm just not interested. That's it. Like, there's so many other more interesting classes I could play.
Oh my gosh! Don't make me punch
dare
you
you.
from across the internet.
And on that note, thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.
Bye. don't know. I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm just going to edit out what I have back here. Because I know the other... Yeah, I know the other ones, like, just off the top of my brain, but I don't know this one off the top of my brain.
Whoa. She doesn't know something.
I told you guys, don't trust her. Don't listen to her.
She's like, I don't know why you're even talking. I'm editing out everything.
She knows nothing. Save us.
Streaming from her basement in cages.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, the way you nodded your head. I was like, shit, maybe she's got cages in her basement.
I don't have a basement. It's just a crawl space.
But cages, yes. She did not deny cages.
Hey, thanks for watching, listening, definitely not watching. This is a podcast. Check us out on all of our social medias. Most likely we are at Busy Adults. That's at BUSYADDULTS. Make sure to rate, comment, review, subscribe, hit the bell, all the things. Thanks. Bye.